Good evening, welcome along to another LMA 2003 live stream. We're having a lovely time as we've got started with Darlington. We've got the SPFL playoff on the spare screen, and we're going to have a good evening relaxing and watching the football. So I hope you're looking forward to it as well, as we've got a pretty nasty head injury in the first few seconds here. Yeah, the SPFL game's on BBC Scotland, so I'm watching it on the iPlayer there. Let's have a quick catch up with everyone. Welcome along. I hope you're keeping well. I hope you're having a good week. Sai, good to have you in. Rob, good to have you here. Liam, welcome along. Lovely to see you all. See, guys, he didn't make the most of their reinstatement. Yeah, unfortunately, didn't replicate their 4-1 win in the league. So another season in the Northern Prem for them. How's the internet been today? It's touch wood, been okay, but you never know, do you? There's always a disaster around the corner. Lots of manager changes going on in the EFL today, aren't there? Certainly lots of sackings anyway, rather than reappointments. Daryl Clark, the only one getting a job. Liam's making dinner. Yeah, we just had nachos. Lovely little starter for this one, a low-calorie dinner as well. But let's crack on with a bit of Darlington, shall we? Yeah, it was a nasty collision to start off. The air player doesn't look in great shakes, to be honest. The momentum they ran in with as well, the Partick player, which probably didn't help. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about Darlington, because we are back where we left off yesterday. And we've got, well, a little bit to look ahead to, because, hang on a minute, I've got a broken controller first. Let's get that sorted out. See if we can get going. There we go. We're working now. So, for those of you who weren't here last time, we're here after 4 games. We're on 7 points. We had 1 game postponed, bizarrely, due to the weather in mid-August. Apologies for my window sounds in the background. The air players walked off, which is good to see. Physio needs to do his job here. He seems to be getting instructed by the player, which isn't how it should be working. Anyway, we come into this off a win against Carlisle, a draw, and a victory against Swansea City. We've started well in the home games. We've done all right on the road. We have managed to get a few players in, but on deadline day, it doesn't look like there'll be any more. We took the gamble in the last stream of selling Neil Maddison, our second best player at the age of 33, because we got a good offer. We bought in McMahon from Stevenage for a similar price, but half the wages, and that's allowed us to also get in Niven. Kakalov has joined the club, Harkness and Sasansky. So 3 of the midfield is new, 2 of the centre-halves, both centre-halves that are starting are new. And we've only really got one big weakness in the team now, which is Betts at left-back. And then up front, we're not perfect at the minute. But Clark scored in the last game, so may well start this one as well. We've gone to deadline day without any transfer news to talk about. We've managed to get most of the players we wanted off the books, so there are 2 reserve ones there. And of course, we will keep an eye on this to see how the youth players are getting on, particularly Friesen, who looks a good young striker. Unfortunately, hasn't scored a goal yet. He seems to be in a bit of a drought. We're also managing everything else off the pitch. It doesn't look like we're going to need a stadium anytime soon. And in terms of the hoardings and that, as they come around, we'll try and work up the prices and all of that to get ourselves a bit more income. A couple Lowland games next 2 weeks with big consequences in your area, Liam. Easter Scotland Premier League promotion place can be confirmed this weekend if Nitton Star win on Saturday. The week on Saturday, East House's Lily could get promoted to East of Scotland 1. Nice. Obviously, as most have mentioned already, the most local one to me was Guiseley, and they got reinstated to the final and then lost that final yesterday. But it feels wrong that it happened at, 40 odd hours notice. Not even that. Yeah, we pushed the average up, but we have lost our second best player. So we've lost star quality. We've traded it in for overall quality. Birchie, welcome along to you. Can't stop long, but I'll drop in for a quick view. Lovely to have you here. How are you feeling about Luton? I've probably at the moment, Birchie, got the worst feeling as a football fan, which is apathy, and have for a lot of the last year. Apathy towards the And it's kind of come across in the performances, the apathy from the players at times. So, yeah, it's not been ideal, to be honest, but it'll be an interesting summer. I'm going to go for Naylor and Clark up front again because they delivered in the last game. Fitness-wise, everyone's at least 9 out of 10, so I think we can get away with it. It's just whether we push anyone else onto the bench. I've got to keep one of Valentine and McGurk for the fitness. For the balance, sorry, for a defender. I think otherwise we're about as strong as we can be. Mellenby and Ford are fairly close. We'll go for Mellenby on this occasion. So, into it we go. Kidderminster v Darlington. They'll probably have big Hendrickson up front. I'll see what they've got. I'd imagine it'll be a pretty good Kidderminster team. No, it's not. They've got Lee Unsworth in defence, who's cracking. Flynn in midfield. Yeah, there's a couple of good players in there. A couple of names in every team, aren't there? This season we play Kidderminster in a cup, I think. Nice. This is 0203 Birchie. That'd be the year you came up, wouldn't it? You came up in 0203. Oh, yellow card on the edge of the box. That was getting close to it. Should we have a look at how you've got on? We'll look at ours as well. 3-0 at Kidderminster. I should have gone straight from the highlights. It's a cheeky little trip, that. Naylor, Sasansky and McMahon. Two of the new boys scoring. McMahon on his debut as well. Look at that. No shots against, 11 on target. That's a proper performance. If we go and look at Division 2, must be the international break because there's no game for League 1 or the Division 1. Luton have lost again. Skelton sent off late on. Which Hurst is that who scored? Not that familiar. Right, when were our goals scored? But she's down with the kids now. He knows how to do it all. To be fair, I never knew Twitch existed until I started doing this stuff. So goals 33, 58, 76. Let's watch the highlights. We've won 3-0. Let's enjoy it. Guna, welcome in. Good to have you here. See you in League 1 next year, eh? Tommy, good to have you in too. Partick has been I think you would say a slow start, mainly because 3 of the 8 minutes have been an injury. Tommy, we're listening to Lineker and Hansen deliver the highlights. It can't be bad, can it?
To start off, it's a good effort.
Let's see what Kidderminster produced. Obviously, they didn't hit the target at all.
And on to the next clip. Lots of space here.
I want to see some of our dominance, the chances that didn't go in as well. 3-0, well, went to put my garlic bread in. You won 3-0, eh? Picked the wrong time. I made some homemade garlic bread today with a reduced sea salt and pepper tiger bloomer from Morrison's. It was unbelievable. With some pesto. McAllister's going to have to go off. He's fighting the physio, but the physio's telling him he's got to go. He's trying to argue it. It's got to happen.
Heads it down. Here, the keeper's not really tested. We pick it up here midway.
I mean, you can see he's devastated, but he's got to go. He looks like he hasn't got a clue what's going on. And Scott Brown's made the decision.
He reads it well here. And that's a little
To be fair, Kidderminster had a couple of half chances. Yeah, so we've had a couple. We love the hand stretched ciabatta's unbelievable as well for a sausage and bacon we get. Right, this should be the first goal, is it? Ah, nice rebound. Good stuff, Naylor. So full, Tommy. A 14-inch pizza. When I get them from Morrison's, we cut them into quarters. And have it over 4 different portions. Connor! Ah, thank you very much. I don't know why the alert's not working there. Is it just slow? Has it not come along? What's going on? 36 months on the Prime sub. Thank you very much for that. 3 years. I'm trying to work out why it's not even come up in my mini feed there. See what's going on. Ah, lovely goal. Oh, the
Coming up to the hour mark. This
I'm surprised the stream is working, to be honest. The streaming service I use
played first time.
for the
Good header. Well done.
alerts and for the chat functions and that are all completely down. The website's down entirely.
Taken Connor.
So I don't think the alerts are going to work today, but I will say thank you to Connor because it still popped up in the chat. And what a day it was for you yesterday. I'm sure you'll be happy enough with that.
He keeps a hold of it.
Because what a performance, what a result. Dover back in the National League South.
That was so
Anyone watch The Apprentice? Food-wise, it inspired me. How so?
good flick. Times it to perfection.
Gonna have some nice IPA later. Lovely stuff. Enjoy. I'm going for my Indian banquet tomorrow, so it'll be a Peacock's mango and lime cider for me tomorrow. My one drink of every 6 weeks.
For the keeper.
My wife has started doing a home-made curry, but they're making it on the topping on a pizza, basically. Ah, yeah.
Great first time.
We used to do that with naan breads as well.
Fantastic pass.
Now I've gone back to the homemade curries. Just because the Morrison sides are so good. Yeah, Connor, it looked a really dominant performance, it must be said. Aidan, welcome in. Good to have you here. Hope you're keeping well. You sure Dover won't get put in the north? Hey, it's not a million miles off, is it? I'm sure they'll be all right for a few now. Well, Bedford Town looks set to be in the north. It's all but confirmed now, isn't it? Virtue San Siro on a Champions League night, yeah. Proper stadium. Unfortunately not for me to watch today, but I'm sure a few of you will keep me up to date with it. Do you think you can come back against PSG tomorrow? I'm not sure. PSG are great. You don't look like... The problem is Arsenal don't look like scoring from open play. It is a real concern at this point. I actually think you're a worse team than you were last season. I wouldn't be surprised if you got a draw or a goal, but I don't think you win a tie. That's my personal opinion now. Steve, what are you seeing here? Welcome along, Steve. It's LMA Manager 2003. Proper game in this. I've said it so many times in the last couple of days. The best user interface ever. And now the transfer window's finished. We should fly through the matches. There we go. We've got a Hoardings warning for this week. Right, we need 6 Hoardings. Got to do my maths again now. So, Burger King, 150 each. That looks a pretty good deal compared to the next one. Oh, that's more than 150. That's 160 each. That's 170 each. That's even better. 160, 110. Forgotten how much that one was. Right. Might as the best at a moment. That is 180 per hoarding. Are we going to beat 180? 170, 150, 160. Oh, now this is where you have the decision, isn't it? Because that's only 4 weeks. That's over 200 each. That's 210 per hoarding. We might have to go for that one. That's 200 each with an extra month. Got to go for the biggest deals, haven't we? Let's make the money quick. Voodoo Studio, welcome aboard. Oh, I've got 10. That's going to be a lot of money off the book soon. Aiden, you didn't get promoted. No, neither did Geisley in real life, unfortunately. There we go. Through to the next match day already. Oh, Air got a chance on the edge of the box. Cuts in on his left foot. Shot straight at the keeper. First good chance of the game, but no real quality in the finish. Yeah, Guna, not just the points total, but I think the style of play as well. There was horrible wind against us in the first half, so we just time wasted, never gave them room for chances. In the second half, when you had it on your side, you went for it. Perfect. I think for the Guiseley game, I watched a bit of it. It showed that they'd only had 36 hours notice. There were people coming back from planned holidays and breaks away and things. It looked disjointed. Very similar setup user-wise to Premier Manager, but when it was PC-based anyway. Yeah, I think... So for me, LMA 03 was the perfect interface. The ones before and after, they were good games, but they didn't quite have the same look. I just like the fact that everything's big, everything's bold. It's so easy to use, so intuitive. I mentioned the football one, the interactive screen after the games. They're so good. I just think it's a brilliant game. And even the little things like the cup draws being read out, Lineker and Hansen on the commentary. So many good bits to it. Connor, they got lucky as well. Dartford keeper and centre-back should have been sent off. Not just biased. I think one stomped on a player while on the floor. Yeah, they're always the naughty ones. That is very hard to spot as a referee, isn't it? I've denied a goal-scoring opportunity. I have to trust your judgment on that one. Right, let's have a look at the fitness. Niven is struggling a bit. I think the option I've got is I could put Conlon in. So what I might do is I'll put, Clark or Conlon in. I can put Conlon in on the left or Clark. And then we'll leave Niven on the bench just for this one. I'm trying to rotate like one at a time rather than weakening the team. Hopefully it won't backfire too many times. Premier Manager's early attributes rating being out of 100 makes it add more detail. Yeah. Oh, I never really minded on that front. I quite like the layout of this for a console. See sackings in the championship becoming thick and fast. Oh, yes. I'm on holiday next week, so most of the appointments I'll be missing. Could be sacked, Aiden. It's a harsh old game, isn't it? I wonder if FM will reflect in FM26 how much easier it is to get sacked now for any old reason. Your pre-season Dagenham prediction was inspired. Yeah, all over the shop this year. What a surprise as well. Results or highlights? Let us know in the chat. What would you prefer to see? Would you prefer us to look at the result and just watch the highlights if it's an entertaining game? Or would you prefer us to watch the highlights so we don't know what the result's going to be, but risk them watching 10 crap highlights per game? What would you rather watch? Just highlights or result? Our goal scoring opportunity was us on the counter and just a keeper because they were all out of attack. The keeper comes flying out, no intention to get the ball. This didn't think he had any intention. I'm sure he did. It just looked pretty poor. Relegated with -1 goal. Well, yeah, because they won 6-1 against Altrincham last week. Much the opposite to Luton. We used to win by a goal and then get battered by 5. First person to buy a season ticket for next season. Lovely stuff, Connor. I'm still yet to make up my mind on both for next season because don't know what Luton's pricing is going to be. And Guiseley have stayed down, obviously. And now, as I mentioned yesterday, I won't even have the international breaks where I can go to Guiseley games because I know Luton won't be playing. So I might have to wait and see how the fixtures marry up between the two. They do side because I saw it in Miles' screenshots when he used to do the release for the game. They had 2- and 3-year deals. Yeah, they pick up massive wins against good sides and then just stupid defeats and stupid goals conceded, largely at home against teams in and around them. But they should have, they should have 2 modes, which is realism mode and arcade mode, which is the realistic mode is you could get sacked if a new owner comes in and wants to play a different brand of football. Yeah, the plan is to get one size still and share it with my mate. But obviously, whether he'll still want to get it in League One and what the price is going to be, because they can't charge the same price as the Premier League for League One 2 years later. Not and expect to sell out the stadium anyway. Right, all of you have said highlights. Birchie, have a good one. Thank you for popping in. Let's find out what the score is together then. You all just want to hear Gary and Alan, don't you? The glory days of match of the day.
Darlington were keen to keep up
5,500 in.
form, trying their hardest to spoil this run with Oxford United.
What have we got in there? Dean Whitehead's in centre midfield. Steele's up front. Robinson, the left back's not bad either.
We start off here.
First attacks for us, that's good. Neil Wainwright, look at that cross. Right on the back post. And 1-0 up. Ah, that's why you keep Neil Wainwright. No 3.5 million can do anything about that. Where are you going to go next, Aiden, if you've been sacked? Go on, Neil. Oh, what a ball over the top.
The keeper will take them every time.
What did you promise? What were the goals, Aiden? Were they to get promoted? Were they to reach the playoffs? There must have been more to it.
Just after half time, takes his time.
Did you go out the cups earlier than they wanted?
Heads it on.
Oh, into the second half already. Not an entertaining game then. Although,
And that's a comfortable
good goalkeeping.
reads the ball well.
Does look like Oxford are coming into the second half here. Oh, well, that's why then, Aiden. You'll just get sacked regardless.
And it's easy to deal with.
Unless you've done something magical in other areas of your club culture items. Is that going to be it? Another win on the board. Only 1-0, not many highlights, but job done in a midweek game that's rearranged. And with our game in hand, that's got to take us top 7. Got to. That's a Premier League game there. West Ham won 3-0 at Newcastle. This is the year, if you remember, that the West Ham team that was too good to come down went down. With the Canio, Canute, Defoe, Joe Cole, Carrick, etc. Trevor Sinclair, who just played for England at the World Cup. David James, the same. Madness. So where are we in the league table? Sorry. The other game was 4-4. Hartlepool, Macclesfield, 4-4. Sarcevic is ridiculous. His promotion record's insane. I mean, yes, he was offside and it hit his backside, but apart from that, and great for this region as well, where we've moved to. Leeds obviously being a Premier League team now, and Bradford going up to League One. It does obviously help in the region too. It's just a shame Guiseley couldn't follow suit. And Farsley have gone the other way as well. So Wrexham top of the league, Darlington 3 points off. Yeah, Chesterfield have come in with some form. They're the only of the 4 teams in form. You've got Wimbledon, who have got a far better defence than the rest. You've got some others as well. I will give it a quick plug while we're here. I don't often do it on this channel, but the podcast, we've had our Championship semi-final predictions for the first leg tonight. We've got League 1 tomorrow, League 2 on Thursday, National League eliminators, and the second leg for the Championship at the weekend. There's a lot to get your teeth sunk into there. I'll be interested to know who agrees with me. I hope for his sake he didn't, because it's been pretty woeful so far. Oh, it's first v second. We've got Wrexham coming to town. Well, that's going to be interesting. Yellow cards flying out for Partick at the minute. Do you see if the streaming one's fixed yet? I think it is. So hopefully any future alerts will then show up. We are the slightly better team on paper, though it is very close. Might start a new save. Aiden, see if you can find a new club first. No, it's not, Rob. I can tell you for sure it's not very good. Clark is going to be replaced back by Niven. How are we looking physically again? So, Clark can come back out for Conlon here, which does actually make us better. Kakalov struggling physically. He's the only one really, so I'm going to keep Clark in again. We just change one of the midfielders each game and make it a different one each time. And then Kakalov can drop out for Ford on the bench. So we've gone Conlon back in up front, Clark in on the left of midfield, staying there, but Niven replacing Kakalov. Let's see how we get on against Wrexham, shall we? As Partick go on the attack again. Thank you everyone sticking with us. Xoti Matt, good evening to you even. Good to have you here. It's Carlos Edwards in the Wrexham team. Dennis Lawrence at the back as well. Hector Sam up front. Oh, it's a Trinidad super affair up there. Magnificent. Jeff Whitley as well, Northern Irish international. This Rev's loving a foul. Yeah, he's gone very early with the yellow cards, hasn't he? So who won Elgin, Aidan? Let's get the football fixtures up just so we can keep up with the other stuff tonight. A reminder, we will watch the second leg of this on Friday as well, which I know it's not been a great game tonight, but hopefully it'll at least have something to play for them. 3-1 now. And an Athletic at Elgin have just scored again. Yeah, Aidan's in with it at the same time. And Adrionians 1-0 up away at Stenhouse Muir. McGrattan with the goal. Good player. He might have been a Southend save this year, didn't I? Sure he's the one we had. Hearts getting a wee cash injection yet. Seems to be that it's what you have to give up for that though, Scott, isn't it? That's the question. Right, let's watch the highlights as requested and see what the score was. If we've won this one, we'll be joint top of the table. Whether or not Neil's boys can deliver, I don't know. I've just realised we're not full screen for some reason. There we go. That's how it's supposed to be.
Let's see if they kept their good run going today against Wrexham.
Apologies for that. Let's go and get into the first half highlights.
So let's have a look at the action.
Need Gary and Allen to give us some good news.
Pass is inch perfect. He keeps a hold of it.
Oh, big long ball. You can't beat that. Flick on, shoot.
Comfortable.
Oh, too easy for the keeper. I doubt it, Jambo, because they're not going to change the people in charge. Oh, what an own goal that is. Out of nowhere. We'll take that. Because Brighton are obviously at risk of being in Europe soon. And you can't have two clubs. That's why Marinakis has given up the option for being the sort of acting owner at Forest. You have to have someone who's going to be in charge of the club. It's just that they'll be under instruction a bit more. And whether she wants to do that or someone else at the club does, that's the question. This looks a bit worrying from a Wrexham point of view. Keeper's come a mile. Does well, to be fair to him. Oh, we got a penalty. Ah, Neil. Neil Wainwright has scored. And we're 2-0 up against Wrexham. This is looking handy. Although we are on the defensive here.
Makes it easy for the keeper. Here we are, later in the game.
Yeah, he may well appoint someone of his own to do it. That's a fair point as well. That is a very good performance.
Darlington win again, and that's 4 wins in 4 in the league now. So another victory, and the manager will be pleased with the goals conceded tally this season. Well, the manager really should have no cause for concern. As well as winning the game, they've also been conceding very few goals this season so far.
Nice.
They really are starting to stand out as a quality defensive side. Thanks for that, Alan. Join
Cheers,
us on
lads.
Wednesday for the match between Huddersfield Town and Darlington.
Huddersfield's coming a cup on Wednesday. I didn't realise 4 wins in a row. That's nice. I do like those little bits of the commentary there. What are your thoughts on the Cleverly sacking? I can see the logic as they're literally bottom of the form table since Christmas. Yeah, I get it, but I mean, Cleverly's not the problem. The manager hasn't been the problem there for many a year. That they are an average championship squad, but it was always going to happen, Guna. Graphics better in this game than FM24. I wouldn't go that far generally, but there are some bits that are more intuitive. So if we look at the results, we win 2-0. In the second team, Luton won 3-0 at Brentford. Spring Hughes and Thorpe all scoring. Division 1, let's see how Birchie's Wolves got on. 1-0 win, Dean Sturridge with that. I'm not sure they will, Aidan, to be honest with you. Oh, great header, brilliant save. Big ball into the box from Partick Thistle. The big number 9 gets up and heads it. And it's a wonderful bit of goalkeeping because he pushes it away as well. Good stuff from the keeper. Let's have a look at the league table. 7 played. We're joint top. Swansea 1 behind us. Then a 3-point gap to Cambridge United. If we could get in this top 3. I know it's very early days. But that would be absolutely remarkable. Only 2 goals conceded as well. Best defensive record in the league, which is always worth a mention. Do see the similarities with Cardiff a bit. They ended 23-24 with very poor numbers and bad form. The league will also be a lot stronger next year. I don't know if I agree with that, really. I mean, Birmingham are obviously going to come up and be brilliant. The 3 sides that are coming down are all the sort of sides you'd expect to bounce back to the Premier League. But I don't know. We're in a bit of a rut of football, aren't we? Where I just think things are staying the same a lot. Oh, that could be a penalty. He's not given anything. Hadrianians have got a second. Crawford looked through. I mean, best I would say it looked a little bit clumsy. Let's have a look at this. Ah, no, the striker slipped. Great decision. I mean, he's fortunate himself that Crawford had slipped. It's still a little bit clumsy. Oh, no, it's a foul. We've only seen it from the third angle, so you've got to be fair to the referee. It's not an easy one to give, but it is a foul. Should have been a pen. I think he's clipped on that other view. You can see he's clipped the back of his heel, which has caused him to slip. But you can't blame the referee for not seeing that. Birmingham won't go up again. They won't go up again. They'll be comfortable, but they won't go up again. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who comes up from the League One playoffs. I think if it's someone, as you say, like a Charlton or that, they'll have a bit of a go. They'll make sure they don't go back down. Definitely top 6. I'm not definite on that. I've got to be honest with you, Gooner. I don't agree. Mickey Stewart's saying it's not a penalty, so United should have been given. There you go. Right, let's get some football trivia up, shall we? I did see one the other day, and I can't remember it now. I should have written it down. It was a great question. And before we do that quickly, let's go and get into this, which is a League Cup tie. I think we're going to rotate and accept going out. And then once we've set the team up, we'll do the trivia. Yeah, I don't really understand what's happened at Wickham, to be honest. Some very strange decisions behind the scenes, not the way they usually operate. Maybe just preparing them for next year, settling them in, I don't know. But yeah, it is on paper, it doesn't look that convincing. Maybe they expected to lose Kone, I don't know. I can see Birmingham top half, but not top 6 will be tough. I would agree with that. I would see them. Let's be honest, they were a top half championship team before Wayne Rooney was taken over. If they'd left Eustace in charge, they'd been a top half of the championship now. So they probably are a top half side. But the top 6 just depends on who gets appointed at 4 or 5 other clubs as manager and how they go. I'm still not convinced by Chris Davis. Yes, they've won League One at a canter, but I think most managers could have taken them to the League One title. Right, let's give as many people as we can a rest. I'm not going to go for the full 11 out, but we're going to take a fair few out here. Wainwright's definitely going to have one. Naylor as well. He's got a record EFL points top. Yeah, but Birmingham are so far. Like I've just said, he's got a top half championship squad in there. It's the best squad that's ever been in there. They've spent 5 times the record transfer on a striker who's not even the top scorer in the league. Like, there are some extenuating circumstances to that, in fairness. You'd hope so, Si, but I'm just not convinced Bloomfield's the man. As you know, I haven't been from the start, but I'm willing to give him a chance, but it does worry me. Should we give Niven a rest as well? Because Kakalov's a little fitter. Wainwright can have a complete rest, as can McMahon. And then we'll get these 2 crap players on the bench as well. I think you can tell I'm not going in to win this one, so it will take a miracle to do so. Chris, Inter on the score sheet. Well, that's because I said Barca might win it yesterday, isn't it? So that had to happen. Arturo Martinez, he's had a great sort of recovery there. The last year or so, he's been magnificent. Right, let's get some trivia going as well. So I've got an interesting one here. I'm not sure it's a very easy trivia question. It's an interesting trivia question. So, in terms of the Premier League history, the top 2 defenders with the most assists in Premier League history are the current Liverpool fullbacks, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andrew Robertson. Who is the next highest of all time in the Premier League? No cheating, no Googling, because, you know, I'm going to know you're cheating. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson, the 2 current who have the highest number of assists from a defender in Premier League history. Who is 3rd on that list? And I'll tell you what, let's do 4th as well. Who's 3rd and who's 4th? No, Ian Hart is 6th, Si. Not Ashley Cole. Carragher, no. He might be at the top of the own goal one, but no. Gary Neville is 10th or joint 9th. So Trent is 1st, Robertson 2nd. Who is the highest one after that? Is not an active player. And you can go for 4th as well if you want. Not Dennis Irwin. Where is Dennis Irwin's not in the top 20. Premier John, Si, Aidan, both in with a correct answer. Leighton Baines is 3rd on the list. 53 Premier League assists. Does anyone know 4th as well? That's of a slightly different vintage. I'll be intrigued to see who gets that one. And there's certain people I know they've cheated if they get this. It's a great mix in the top 10 in fairness. Not Lee Dixon, not in the top 20. Graham Lasso is correct. I'm suspicious, Aidan. I am suspicious. But Graham Lasso is next on 44. Then Kieran Trippier, 5th and active player. Ian Hart, got a mention, is in 6th place. Andy Hinchcliffe, level with Ian Hart and Kyle Walker, as it happens. And then joint in 9th is Gary Neville, as was mentioned. And Cesar Azpilicueta, closely followed up by Dan Petrescu, another former Chelsea fullback. Let's see if we can find another one as well. Oh, I like the idea of this. Hang on. Okay. Out by a mile on his own as the top Irish Premier League goal scorer of all time is Robbie Keane with 126, who make up the rest of the top 5 most Premier League goals by an Irishman. So Robbie Keane is top of the list with 126. Fill the blanks from 2nd to 5th. Top Premier League goal scorers from the Republic of Ireland. Niall Quinn-Sy straight in. Yes, 2nd place, 59 goals. Niall Quinn is 2nd behind Robbie Keane. Who are the other 3? Sy Shane Long, correct. 56 goals, 3rd place. Then it gets trickier because we've got past all the strikers that spent years and years in the division. So we've got the top 3. Robbie Keane, Niall Quinn, Shane Long. 4th and 5th. Where are we heading? I'll get the highlights. Do you know what? The League Cup time, I'm not going to worry with the highlights because we've played to lose it. And we have lost it. Only by 1-0 which I'm pretty pleased with. Macca, good evening. Good to have you in. We're midway through quiz. Not McLean, Si. So our current question. Robbie Keane is the top Premier League goal scorer from the Republic of Ireland of all time. Who make up the rest of the top 5? We've got Quinn and Long so far in 2nd and 3rd. Who make up the rest of the top 5? Not Ian Hart's side. Ian Hart is in 8th place with 28. You've got the top 3. We're looking for 4th and 5th. I'd be surprised if 6th and 7th don't get a mention before the end of this. We'll see. So out of the League Cup, one less thing to worry about there. Yeah, not Aldridge, pre-Premier League. Sigh, that's a great call. Absolutely great call. Damien Duff, yep, both of you in there with that. 54 in 4th place is Damien Duff. Just 2 behind Shane Long and 5 behind Niall Quinn. Obviously got bucket loads in that Chelsea side under Mourinho. And a few others at other clubs such as Blackburn as well. So we've got Robbie Keane, Niall Quinn, Shane Long, Damien Duff. Round off the top 5. We can keep going, do the top 10 if you want. You can just go and guess the names that are up there. Quite a good little quiz, this one. What have we got next? Hartlepool away. Townsend pre-Premier League. Townsend is definitely not in the top 5. He's got a few, but he's nowhere near the top 10 Macca. So only 13 in the Premier League era for Andy Townsend. Scotty Mac, there you go. Jonathan Walters is in 5th place. 43 Premier League goals. Jonathan Walters rounds off the top 5. You can keep going if you want to get down to 10. Kevin Doyle is in the top 10 as well, Macca. Kevin Doyle is 7th on 37. So we've got Robbie Keane, Niall Quinn, Shane Long, Damien Duff, Jonathan Walters top 5. You haven't guessed 6th yet. Kevin Doyle is 7th. Ian Hart is 8th. And then we haven't got 9th or 10th if we're going to go down there. There's only 11 that have scored more than 20 in Premier League history. So not many more to guess in that front. But yep, Kevin Doyle 7th, Jonathan Walters 5th. They're both in the top 10 as well. I'm very surprised that the person in 6th place hasn't had a mention. And they have now had a mention. Macca, Roy Keane is 6th. 39 Premier League goals. People forget that in the 90s, he was quite an aggressive midfielder as well, wasn't he? Robbie Brady has a few. Where's Robbie Brady? He only got 10. Only got 10, Scotty Mac. So he is well down the pecking order. Where's Houlihan? He's on 12. Nowhere near the top 10. Zinedine Kilban. Kilban is on 15 Premier League goals. I tell you what, the last 2 in the top 10, I don't think anyone would go for. 10 belters, Scotty Mac. Yeah, that's fair. He put in, when we played Preston in the season we made the playoffs the first time, he put in one of the crosses of the century. Preston just sat behind the ball for 90 minutes and he put in the most unbelievable cross. Brad Potts volleyed it into the top corner and Preston won 1-0. Another chance for Partick from a set piece there, just wide of the post. Any chance of LMA stream highlights on YouTube? Yeah, go welcome in. It's something I'd love to do. Whether I get the chance to do it or not is difficult, particularly because we're away next week. But the problem is I don't really know with the Luton save whether this will end up being the last year or not, depending on transfers and how the campaign goes. But there's a chance. I've tried to do a few little sort of short clips, but whether we'll get to do full stream highlights, I don't know. The other alternative, of course, is if I'm not going to do a series for a few weeks, is just to download the streams and post whole stream replays. But they often don't do very well and affect the channel negatively for other reasons, which is annoying. YouTube doesn't like long videos these days. Has Clinton Morrison been mentioned? He hasn't, but he's down on 15 as well. He's not in the top 10. Macca Coleman has played for a few years, but I'm not sure if he scored many goals. Well, he has. He's in 10th place, 22 and counting for Seamus Coleman. He is 10th. So all you've got left is 9th place. And I'll give you a clue. It's not a striker. and you would probably associate him more with famous assists in the Premier League. Yeah, I was surprised by that, Mac. I didn't think he had over 22. Incidentally, 11th place on 21 is Stephen Hunt, but we've just got 9th place to go. And there it is, Macca. The obvious clue gives it away. Rory Delap, 23 Premier League goals. He's in 9th place for the Irish Premier Leaguers. I'll tell you what, I might do a few of these quizzes because they're quite fun ones. Let's get our team pick for this game first. We need to go back to our first choice 11. So, Naylor and Conlon up front. Conlon's still not scored, but he's played pretty well when he's come in. Who's our right back normally? Craig Liddell, McMahon in midfield with Kakalov back out to the left. And Niven in midfield. Size redeem more trivia. There you go. Like all from throw-ins. So again, Kakalov struggling a little bit physically. We're definitely going to bring Neil Wainwright back in. I don't think anyone's so unfit that they can't be in the squad for this. Ah, Kev, welcome in. Yeah, this is one of, if not my favourite games growing up. LMA Manager 2003, the best user interface, so many intuitive and interactive bits. The commentary we've enjoyed, the cup draws we enjoy. It's a great game. My only thought here is, do I bring Clark in for Kakalov again? But he has just missed a game. Sure, we'll be all right, won't we? Let's leave it. In we go. See how we go. Yeah, the stadium builds, the advertising hoardings, you've got the lot. Let's do another trivia question then, just because we're having fun. And Size asked for one anyway. Right, what we're going to do then, just because I found this one on the same page, is we're going to do the top non-European Premier League goal scorers of all time. The top non-European Premier League goal scorers of all time. Let's do the top. Let's see where we get to an interesting number. I think there's a gap after 10 again. So should we do the top 10? We'll do the top 10 on the Premier League scoring sheet. So let's get straight in. So Mark Viduka is... Yes, Mark Viduka's in 9th place. 92 Premier League goals. Kev is in with Drogba. Yes, 6th place, 104 Premier League goals. Giroud. Not non-European, John. Fantastic Frenchman. Aguero, yes, of course, 2nd place. He's had a very good one. 184 for him. Javier Hernandez, no. Not Javier Hernandez. He is down on 53. Nowhere near the top 10. I thought he'd scored more than that as well, if I'm being honest. Emmanuel Adebayor, yes, 7th place. Emmanuel Adebayor, 97 goals. Yakubu Kev, yes. 8th place, 95 goals. Tevez, no, 11th, Macca. 11th on the list. Yeah, you can't get involved, Macca. They're only there to get a bite. That's why I don't bother reading anything on social media. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, no, 15th place on 69 goals, level with Luis Suarez, incidentally. No problem, yeah, but yeah, I will probably try and see if I can upload some of the streams, because it's fun to do the little quizzes and that as a play along as well. So Peter Odemwingie, not quite. Not over 50. Kanu, no. Kanu down on 54. He's got one more than Hernandez, but not near the top 10. So far, you're missing 1st, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 10th. We've got... Macca's gone in with the obvious. There you go. Salah top of the tree. So we've got 1st now. The first two we've got Salah and Aguero. And then from 6th, you've got Drogba, Adebayor, Yakubu and Viduka. So you just need 3rd, 4th, 5th and 10th. By the way, gutted about Luton going down. Hopefully it won't end up in a free fall back to the National League. Yeah, you like to hope so, but it was deserved on the final day. You would have felt guilty if we'd stayed up after those performances. To concede 5 when you need to get a result is ridiculous. Half time, Partick not happy with the officials, of course, but 0-0 and still all to play for. Salah, correct, Maka. Son, yes, correct. Son Heung-min is in 3rd place, 127 and counting. Clint Dempsey is not in there. He's on 57 on the list, but not in the top 10. Tim Cahill, one behind him on 56. Again, not quite in the top 10. So you just need 4th, 5th and 10th. The only clue I'll give you is only one of the 3 are current Premier League players. The other 2 are not. League 2 incoming next season. Chris, I can't even joke about it at the minute. Please no. Steve, Chris Wood, correct answer. That is our remaining active Premier League player in 10th place with 88 and counting. When was this quiz done? Hang on. 3rd of May. Did he score this weekend? Remember, so he's on 88, but he's in the top 10 either way. Harry Kewell. Good shout. 57 level with Dempsey, but not in the top 10. There it is, Macca. I was waiting for that one to pop up. Dwight York is in 4th. 123 Premier League goals, which means you've just got 5th place to get. And it is a member of the 100 club. So just one to go in the top 10 there. Let's get the highlights on for Hartlepool, Darlington, and have a little listen to Gary and Alan. Interesting that no one's got this one.
Position looking good toward the top of the table. We'll take you through the main talking points from the game now.
I found another quiz that will be fun as well. 1 to go, 5th place, over 100 Premier League goals, non-European. Who are you missing? Let's get into the highlights. Let Alan talk over us first. I would agree with that, Jumbo. There's definitely looked like a couple of red cards. Oh, it's a lovely goal from Conlon. I moaned about him not scoring, then he does that. Magnificent. Oh, what a start this is. 2 highlights, 2 goals. Not Diego Costa. Not in the Premier League long enough for that, unfortunately. There we go, Macca. Sadio Mane, 111 Premier League goals. So often gets overlooked, doesn't it? We got there in the end. Nud, welcome along. Feel like the ref could have let a few go. I tell you what, we'll go and take our break after the highlights for this game, and then I've got another fun quiz as well. Because it looks like we're absolutely dominating this one. I am watching the playoff game, Chris. I've made the wrong decision tonight. I could have been watching Inter Barcelona. Jumbo, who am I? I haven't got a who am I must confess. The FA Cup final, 4:30. Ah, they asked for it to be moved back from 5:15 for Eurovision, didn't they? Stupid. Into the box. Ah, what a performance. Hartlepool are being torn to shreds. And Alan Hansen is having a lovely time. Penalty kick, 4-0. Neil Wainwright again. I wish all the games had highlights like this. We're in again. It's 5. It does look all over, Alan. You're not wrong. 5-0 is certainly all over. Hartlepool 0, Darlington 5. We are hitting form now. Into the box again. Hartlepool are terrible, aren't they? Edinburgh City sold out for tonight. I mean, it's not a big capacity, but still the upsides of the playoffs. Yep, absolutely. Oh, he's in. 6-0. I'm having a lovely time here.
Collects it wide in the leg.
I think that's an unfortunate stereotype there, Jambo, but I would agree there aren't too many people now of our generation that do.
There's time to look up, and it's easy to deal
Spurs got their game moved with Villa to the 18th. What's that, a Sunday? Because it's after a Thursday night.
It was, as is always the case with derby games, a passion-filled.
I didn't realise the last weekend of the Premier League this year. I haven't got
certainly keeping things tight at the back so far this
all the games kicking off at the same time.
Very few goals this season.
What a performance that was. Good evening, Harvey. Welcome in. Yeah, and I'm 4-2 up against Elgin. Was 3-1 a few minutes ago. Aguna, Bodo Glint are very good at home.
Okay, thanks, Alan. Join us on Tuesday.
They are a real prospect.
City and Darlington.
So don't rule them out just yet. The other game's definitely over, though. Not having a good away trip to Annan next season, oh dear. Another year of Elgin in the 4th division is impressive. Bodo Glint have... Yeah, they used to have the half and half pitch, didn't they? Is that the last game of the season? I'm sure that's the last Premier League weekend, isn't it? Or is it a week later? I don't really keep up with it these days, to be honest with you. Oh, maybe it is the week after. Yeah, you're right. It's the following Sunday. My apologies. So on the Friday, there's a 7:30 and an 8:15 kickoff. How odd. And it's both the sides that could be in the Europa final, I see. Oh, it's a fixture that's been played across from Friday to Tuesday. With no games on a Saturday, so the FA Cup takes centre stage as part of that silly new deal, isn't it? Oh well. Seen Bodo Glint a few times. They're a pretty hard team to stop at home. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so the last games are the following weekend. I'm guessing the Europa League final is in the midweek in between the two, if Spurs and United have both been moved for Friday. So a 6-0 win for us. Wrexham have lost 1-0 at home, which certainly helps us. Luton Town lost 2-0 at home to Notts County. Championship's looking interesting. And the Premier League, big win for Arsenal. Some good players in that team. Bolton still doing pretty well. And Newcastle pre-Abramovich, always fun to look at. We're now top of the table. The goal difference is starting to fly. Apos FC are champions of Cyprus. Lovely. Penalty check for Inter. Oh. We're no better on LMA Manager. We are 11th in League One. I would have always said, growing up, that's what we were, a top half League One club. Tuesday night for the Europa League. There you go. Right, we're going to take the breather quickly. Thank you, everyone who stuck along. I need to top up the drink because it's empty. My Crucible Theatre cup. And we do need to go and make sure you don't get hit with ads in the second half. We're going to come back with a big Premier League quiz again. More games now we've reached the top of the table. In Neil Wainwright we trust. We will be back in a moment for... Who have we got next? York City away from home at Kit Kat Crescent. So please do stick with us. We'll be back in 3. I'll see you there. Don't go anywhere. Apologies for the delay. We are back. We made it in the end. I've gone to the wrong screen as well. There we go. Thank you very much for sticking with me. Do appreciate it. Never knew Amazon had Champions League knockouts. Yep, 2-0 Inter as well. So it's one. They have first pick on Tuesday, Harvey, from the start of the groups up to the semi-final. Because there's always been a game on TNT at the same time. You probably just ended up watching a second pick. All the channels on Sky and TNT, and none of them have live sport. Exactly. Your choices this evening are Amazon Prime or BBC Scotland for live sport. It's hilarious, isn't it? Tomorrow, the only football game on TV is PSG Arsenal. Sky Sports have nothing on. Then obviously you've got the playoffs later in the week, but then like Friday, bar an early morning Scottish game, TNT have nothing, BBC Scotland have a playoff game. Like, you do realise at times like that how little you'd miss those services. Barca need to show up second half. Yeah, I've been surprised by that, to be honest. How's Dunfermline doing in this, Chris? Yeah, we'll have a little look at it a bit later on. We'll go through the leagues on one of the match days. We'll get our other quiz going in a minute as well. York City are the second best team here on paper, but football ain't played on paper, is it? And the fitness is starting to fail some of these boys. Kakalov really struggling this time, so we'll take him out for Clark. Just one sub at a time at the minute. We're not going to go crazy. Got to be careful of Betts and Harkness in defence as well. Kit Kat Crescent doesn't exist in LMA, which is weird when Kit Kat is one of the advertising boards you can see. Yeah, the Snooker Senior starts tomorrow. That's live on Channel 5 and 5 Action, so you can watch that. We'll probably watch some of them on the streams, to be honest. It's a great little tournament, isn't it? I know Hendry's not playing this year, though, is he? Let's not watch the match. Let's go through. Best game tonight is Elgin Annan at half-time. Yeah, absolutely. Looks a cracker, doesn't it? Right, should we do the other quiz? Because I know a few of you are waiting on this. So what we've got now is, can you name the oldest Premier League goal scorers? So the oldest scorers in the Premier League. We've got a list here of, well, the top 20, but I don't think we need that many, do we? So where should we go up to? Let's do the top 10. Hendry wasn't there at all yesterday, which was interesting. Yeah, I thought he was going to do the second bit of the final, but apparently not. Maybe he had something to do, I don't know. Hendry was ill. Oh, that's a shame to hear. Is that why Murphy was doing a leg of the final? Because, God, he was doing my head in. The one problem with him going out early in the tournament. Yeah, Williams, Higgins and Ronnie should just turn up and blitz the seniors, shouldn't they? Imagine if one of them went down and then another one decided to go in. Make it hard for him. I'm guessing there's nothing against it because Jimmy White's been on the senior tour with a tour card until recently, and he's been able to play. Right, top Premier League goal scorers, the oldest ones. Teddy Sheringham, yes, Si. And yes, Macca, top of the tree, 40 years of age in 2006. Ashley Young, yes, 4th place, 39 years of age, 2024. Not Gerard. Giggs, yes, 5th place, 39, 2013. Jamie Vardy, no, 11th place for Jamie Vardy. He's 38, but a slightly later date of birth than some of the others for his last goal. Unless, actually, hang on. No, he still is. He still is by a few days, actually, in 11th place. But you can have joint 10th as a 38-year-old. Dean Windassai, yes, 2nd, 39 years of age, 2008. Gary Speed, no, 12th place, Macca, 37 in 2007. Not Trippier, he's not old enough yet. I'm sure Jimmy White played in the seniors while having earned his tour card at one point. Maybe I'm imagining it. Gareth Barry, no, not in the top 10. Didn't score late in his Premier League career, clearly. Mark Hughes, correct. 8th place. 38 years of age in 2002. I loved his argument with Taylor about his mates not watching the UK champs. Yeah, that's brilliant. Should have said he didn't watch the Masters just to wind him up. So you've got Sheringham, you've got Windass, you've got Ashley Young, you've got Giggs. That's 4 of the top 5. So third place is still missing. Not got 6th, 7th. You've got 8th, which is Mark Hughes. And you've got 11th and 12th, but not the other ones. Not a few of the other ones down there. No, so not Omri. Not Danny Welbeck. He's not old enough yet either. Nope, no Omri. Yeah, Olaf Melbo looked old, but he's not there. He must have left the Premier League about 30, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Thiago Silva. Third place, 39 years of age, 2024. So that's all of the top 5 now. We're missing 6th, 7th, 9th and 10th. At the moment. Should we do our highlights while we're going through these? Stuart Pearce, correct, Liam. 6th place. 38 years of age, 2000. So 7th, 8th and 10th. 7th, 9th and 10th.
It's time now to have a look at some of
Not Mark Noble, no.
Describing the events. Here's Alan.
Retired earlier than all the rest. Have you got any snooker tournaments booked in for next year, Harvey? Obviously, we didn't get Worlds tickets in the end, but we'll try and go to the UK and the Tour Champ in Manchester. No, Viduka not old enough. I'll give you a clue for the 3 that are remaining. They are all at least 15 years older. So they're all 2010 and backwards. And if Steve's in, I'm very disappointed. I'd say how easy the Scottish Open and the Welsh are actually to get to from where I am. Interesting. Graham Potter's playing on the wing for York. Not York IFSI, no. Like the thinking, but no, not the answer. Lee Nogan up front, always a good player. Marlon Beresford's in goal for them. How did I nearly miss that?
Oh, the first real action. Lots of space here. One touch pass. Shakes off the challenge. Anywhere else, and it's a goal. Takes the ball down the wing.
Must be a Burnley player then. It's not just Burnley, it's the region generally.
The keeper will take them every time.
Kevin Phillips is a great shout. No, he's 16th on the list at 37 years of age, but date of birth pushing him down a bit.
Gets a yard of space for himself. Gets the ball down with his head.
Harvey, going to Cheltenham for the British Open, then York booked in. I'll be going to the Welsh and possibly 1 or 2 others as well. When are you going to York?
Straight into the keeper's hands.
Arjan Dezayu, what a shout. No, not Arjan Dezayu. He's not on that list, unfortunately. Still 0-0 here. We should have spread those 6 goals out across some other games. Oh, we've got a penalty. Neil Wainwright never misses. Liam, train to Leeds, then Edinburgh. Oh, well, Leeds I can get to 20 minutes on the bus. Oh, good effort. Great to keep. Yeah, I might have a look at that. Maka Graham Alexander is correct. Former Luton player in 7th place, 38 years of age, 2010. There's another Luton connection in there as well. And in 9th place is also from a similar region. And for the same club as a man who we've mentioned already in the top 10. Not Niall Quinn, no. Thinking about going to the golf again this year. That's a spot I've never watched live.
Just seconds left. Takes the throw in.
Interesting. The 24th I'm going to York. What day is that of the week?
Just shrugs them off. makes it easy for the keeper.
I'm going on the Monday, whenever that is.
Darlington wrapping up the win then, and they stay top at this stage.
I think it was a bit later on.
Another victory, and the manager will be pleased with the goal.
Oh, I'm going a day after you then.
Their manager should be very
Peter Schmeichel did score when he was really old, Macca. He's 13th on the list.
As long as the defence keeps a clean sheet.
37 years of age, 2001. So you're just missing 9th and 10th now. Both players were 38 years of age. It's your birthday on the 25th. Nice. The reason I'm not going on the 24th, Harvey, is because it's my mum's birthday and she'll be up here. So that's the reason we've gone for Monday instead. Trying to go right back in time here. John Walk, another man, Macca, who's on the list but not in the top 10. He is in 17th place, 37 in 1995. Let us know when you want to tap out and I'll give you the last two. Were any of them goalkeepers? No, Schmeichel was the highest placed goalkeeper. And in fact, I think the only goalkeeper on the list. There is a Luton connection, Macca. And the other one is another Northwest connection that's played for the same club as someone else we mentioned. I think, if my memory serves me right, might have been managed by someone else on the list as well. There it is, Jäger. There it is. Both at once. Jäger and Macca in. Two guy in 9th place for Blackburn, 2008. And Mick Harford, 10th place, 1997, 38 years of age for Wimbledon. I'll read you through that list as well. I was going to give you the Schmeichel one. So you got Sheringham top of the tree on 40. 39-year-old Steen Windass, Thiago Silva, Ashley Young, Ryan Giggs. 38-year-old Stuart Pearce, Graham Alexander, Mark Hughes, two guy, and Mick Harford. And Jamie Vardy in 11th. And size TV's ahead of mine, I think. Damn BBC Scotland and the iPlayer. God, you must be way ahead of me. I was only just at the goal kick when you said that. It's a good 20 seconds, isn't it? I miss the days when I used to watch live on TV. Yeah, Ashley Young, very old, yeah. Oh, it's a great cross. It's a great cross into the box. And Jamie Murphy, what a legend. Back in the old FM09 save, he was class. God, some of those kids in the away need to stop taking drugs, don't they? Wonderful cross and finish. Brilliant. Classic goal, that. Jambo's got the goal for air as well now. You're on the same timeline as me. So, genuinely a brilliant cross. Carrying on the list from 10th place. Yeah, I'm enjoying these ones as well. They've been a good find. So after 10th place, a few names that have been mentioned. Vardy, Gary Speed, Peter Schmeichel. Then Paul Scholes, Les Ferdinand. Kevin Phillips got a mention. Cristiano Ronaldo, 37 as well. Gundy Bergson for Bolton at 37. John Walk got a mention. Richard Goff also at 37. As well as Kevin Moran. Peter Crouch for Stoke. Gareth McCauley for West Brom. Didier Drogba for Chelsea on his return, and Fernandinho at 36 for Manchester City, rounding off the 25. Kun's come in. Welcome along. Thank you for the raid. Is it working now? We've got the alerts back. That's a start. Thank you again to Connor for the resub as well. Let's give Kun a shout out. Go over and follow if you haven't before. Thank you very much for coming in. Hope you're going well. Talking of ages, we're only a year or so away from players who were born in 2010 appearing, yeah. Well, it was that player, wasn't it, in snooker qualifying, born in 2011. You see the lad in the IPL the other day, in the cricket? I know Macca won't have, but some of the others. Century at 14. Born in 2011, and he's playing in a multi-million-pound franchise league. It's ridiculous. Liam, they're always more during the festival. You can get them cheaper than that normally. After I said a red card was more likely than a goal. Yeah, Gareth McCauley. What a name. Go to the set watching that, Macca. Brilliant. Oh, dear. Doing fine. Yeah, I'm very welcome. Obviously disappointing at the weekend that Luton were relegated, but otherwise, things looking pretty good. That's before the festival. People don't think he is actually 14. Yeah, strange thing to lie about. Before the festival. Midsummer, I don't know. I can't imagine. I've seen them cheaper than that before from Stevenage, so I can't imagine it'd be more halfway up the train route. Yeah, that's sad, Harvey. But then equally, I would also say, is it the right thing at 14 as well? You've got to bear that in mind. We're top of the league by 3 points now. Things are looking good. Oh, you wanted to see how Dunfermline were going, didn't you? Let's have a look at the Scottish leagues. Dunfermline are 10th in the SPL. Celtic are having a bit of a tough time. A few too many draws already. Should we see how Stirling are doing for Macca? Third in the league, flying. Having a lovely time. Airdrie top of the second and St Johnstone top of the first. Yeah, Macca. I do worry about him having Sean Murphy as a mentor, to be honest. Yeah, we're playing one of my favourite games growing up, LMA Manager 2003 for the PS2. Probably my favourite ever user interface. Oh, you're joking me. You are joking me. Naylor's out for 7 months. He's our top scoring striker. It was all going too well, wasn't it? It was all going too well. Preston's now played 10 without scoring for the 18, so we might have to look at promoting him soon, but it's not a good sign, is it? Let's get through to the next match. I like Stan Moody and Liam Davis, especially they do need to push on. I think Stan will. I thought he was unlucky not to qualify for the Crucible. Interesting. Davis, I've never been convinced when I've watched him, but then I've not seen that many. You just can't have fun in manager games. Now, you've got to have a bit of crisis as well, haven't you? We wanted another quiz, didn't we? Let's see if we can find another one. I'm trying to find ones that aren't too old, so the date is still up to date. Oh, hang on. This looks a fun one. Hang on a minute. All right, let's do this one. This one should be a little bit easier. I'm going to go down to 12 for this one, just so we can include a couple of active players in that. Or should we just do all the ones over 100? That might be 20. Yes, that is. It's exactly right, actually. So let's do it. The top 20 English Premier League goal scorers of all time, because the top 20 takes us to everyone that has scored 100 or more. So there we go. All 20 English members of the 100 Club, please. Time starts now. We'll try and keep up to date with all of the answers to make sure I don't fall behind on it. Scott Donaldson, yeah, really not progressed at all. There's so many like that though, Macca. You think they're going to push on, even like this year. I know he got through around the world, or got to the world, but like Vafai, I thought by now he'd push on to the next level, and it's just not happened. Maybe Page if he continues his trajectory. Yeah, it's consistency for Page though, isn't it? Ben Mertens, yeah, Leclerc's not a bad player either, but again, both stalled, as to be fair as Brissell himself until this week. League Cup group stage draws on the 26th of May. Wow. Right, let's get these answers ticked off. So, we have got Emil Heskey, yes, 110. Defoe, yes, 162. Shearer, obviously, yes. Peter Crouch, yes, 108. Wayne Rooney, obviously, yes, in third. Michael Owen, yes, 8th place, 150. Dion Dublin, yes, 111 goals. Fowler, yes, 163. Letitia, yes, 100 on the dot. Andy Cole, yes, 187. Kane, yes, Liam, 213. Gerrard, yes, 120. Lampard, yes, 177. Kevin Phillips, no, Si. Kevin Phillips on a 92. He is the next man after the 100 club members. Boyko has just started to improve and is still young enough. Yeah, there's a few in that boat though, aren't there? Teddy Sheringham, Scotty Mack, yes, 146. So you've now got all of the top 8. So all of the top 10 apart from 9th place. Vardy, yes, 11th place, 143 and counting. Probably 144 now based on this being 2 weeks ago. Paul Scholes, yes, 107 goals. We're flying through them. So you got one of the top 10 to get, which is 9th place. Ian Wright is in there, yes, 113. You've got one active player to get. 9th place out of the top 10. And then after that, only one more actually. So there's only 3 players remaining. Yep, Lampard was right, Liam. There's 3 players left. 9th, 12th, who is the only active player, and then 19th as well. English, Liam. English goal scorers. Got to be English. Scotty Mack, yes. Les Ferdinand, Harvey, English players. We can claim Aguero if we want. You could have Erling Haaland in there soon, couldn't you? He's English, born in Leeds. Les Ferdinand is correct, Scotty Mack. 9th place. That rounds off the top 10. So you've just got 12th and 19th left to get. And one of those is an active Premier League player. No worries, Macca. I hope you have a good evening. Thank you very much for popping in. Enjoy the chat as always. We'll see you again soon. The second leg of this riveting affair on Friday night. Robbie Fowler's already guessed. Yep, he was in there. Welbeck is not, unfortunately, Si. Is Welbeck nearby? Where is he? Yeah, Welbeck's on 76. Not in the 100 club yet. Right, who are we going to bring in for nail up? I think we have to go for Clark, don't we? As he's actually scored this year. Ford will get back on the bench to result. Fitness-wise, correctly, and Raheem Sterling is your active Premier League player. 12th place on 123. So you've just got one more to get. 19th place. A striker. I will give you that clue. And probably the era that most of us were growing up. Actually, a player that's featured a lot in one of our saves recently. Right, fitness defence is fine. Heskey's already been called. He's in that. See how we got on against Bournemouth. We look a strong side on paper. My big obvious clue is it's someone who was part of the storyline in recent episodes of the FMO6 save. And you're absolutely right, Liam. Darren Bent, 106 goals in 19th place. Not Amiobi or Vassell. Vassell must be on this list somewhere. 52, is that it? But he would have had more than that. I guess Amiobi, because he play for Nigeria, didn't he? Will probably class as that now. So that's your top 20. You've got Shearer, Kane, Rooney, Cole, Lampard, Fowler, Defoe, Owen, Ferdinand, Sheringham. That's your 10. Vardy, Sterling, the only 2 active players in the top 20, 11th and 12th. Then Gerrard, Wright, Dublin, Heskey, Crouch, Scholes, Ben and Letitia. And Barca have got a goal. All we've got in this game is another injury. Not quite as exciting with this stuff. And just outside the 100 club, you've got Phillips, James Beattie, Kevin Davis, Marcus Rashford, Callum Wilson, Kevin Campbell, Chris Sutton, Theo Walcott, Tony Cottee, Daniel Sturridge, Welbeck, Agbonlahor, Watkins, Ings, Chris Armstrong, Brian Dean, and Kevin Nolan. Then there's a big gap back after that. That was a fun one. I enjoyed those quizzes. We'll do another one on Friday night stream. I'll get a couple ready for that so I don't have to sift through them during the stream. Liam's got a You're the Ref. Let's get Alan and Gary on them.
To start off.
Right. I think it's under my snooker program at the minute.
Just shakes him off here. Good head on.
Go on, finish. Oh, good save. How are we going to do without Naylor, who scored half of the goals this year? Good goalkeeping, that.
We pick it up here.
I haven't done one for a while, actually. I can't remember what page we were on.
Good header. It's a good effort. You talk about a quality pass. Good layoff.
Warren Feeney at Bournemouth? Yeah, probably will be, won't he? Before he came to Luton and wasted a lot of money for us.
Well dealt with by the keeper. Then there was this. And that's gone straight to the keeper.
We've done these, yeah.
And it's easy to deal with.
We've done that.
Takes his time.
Are we on the Howard web page now? Looks like we might have a 0-0 here.
Midway through the half.
Oh, don't say I've kiboshed it. Oh, hello. Hello. Is he going to make it? Not quite.
Straight at the keeper. Ball into feet.
Oh,
Takes off the challenge.
I like this. In we go. Hang on a minute.
Easy save.
Why'd you take such a heavy touch, man?
We pick it up again.
Free kick.
Comfortable
Saved well. I've got to see the last couple of highlights before I read this question.
late on. Keeper hoofs it up the pitch.
Hey, that's from where we left off in the last highlight. Oh, don't let us lose it. Not when we battered them.
Here, the keeper's
Good goalkeeping. I will take that. Not the worst in the world. What a save, absolutely. So that result should leave us at the top of the table, and does, but the gap's closing below us. Other results obviously gone against us on that front. Hartlepool, always in high-scoring games. Luton have won away at Huddersfield as well. Who's Burns? Made a new signing there, haven't they? 3v2, Lamau squares it, and the interkeeper saves the shot. Excellent stuff. That's what you pay the big bucks for. Right, I'm going to read you this, You're the Ref. I think this sounds like a trick question, but we'll see. At the end of a relegation six-pointer, the home side take a shock lead. Determined to hang on for the win they need, they then engage in sustained, deliberate time wasting using every trick in the book. You show 5 yellow cards in an attempt to stop the gamesmanship, and then, at the end of 90 minutes, you get your 4th official to signal for 12 minutes of stoppage time. The home captain is furious, insisting that 12 minutes exceeds the maximum length of time allowed under the laws of the game. I think we all know that's not the case from recent seasons. What is the maximum time you can add? Keith Hackett says, multiple choice, A, 10 minutes, B, 15 minutes, or C, 30 minutes. I'll read it once more. End of a relegation six-pointer, home side takes a shock lead and engage in sustained deliberate time-wasting tactics. You've handed out 5 yellow cards in an attempt to stop the gamesmanship, and then at the end of 90 minutes, you signal for 12 minutes stoppage time. The home captain is furious, insisting that 12 minutes exceeds the maximum length allowed under the laws of the game. What is the maximum time you can add? Now, I know the answer to this purely because of an event that I've been to involving in football. But I'll let you get your answers in first. Liam and Sai, 30 minutes. Straight in with the biggest one. Ian Clark's now out for 4 days. Not ideal. Should be back by the weekend, though. We'll do one more game before we go and read the answer to this. How many games have we got through tonight? I've not really been paying attention. So we've done a cup game. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 we've done. So this will be 8 games. Liam Era still 1-0 up on my screen, but I'm about 20 seconds behind. Harvey, there's no maximum time. However, we do say 30 for medical instance, but I never knew it was written into law. Interesting. Right, let's get our Orient game prepared. Final one of the stream. Can we get the result? Ian Clark is not quite fit. I think I'm going to go for Conlon on the left and Hodgson up front alongside Clark. That will mean everyone else is fully fit. Kakalov. Oh, Kakalov can come back in. What am I doing? Because I rested him last game. So Kakalov on the left. Conlon up front with Clark. Hodgson's there. And then we're all fine apart from that, aren't we? See if we can finish in style after a brilliant stream so far. Are we going on one game too long? Let's read Keith Hackett's answer here. Oh, this is where you all start to get furious. Keith Hackett says, there's no limit on the amount of time you can add on. I'd call the captain over and make him and everyone else aware that I'd be staying until midnight to make sure the right amount of time was played if needed. If players continue to time waste, I will continue to show yellow cards and dismissing any repeat offenders. I'd also make it very clear to the captain that if this behaviour continued and his team went down to 7 men as a result of my red cards, the game must be abandoned and he and his team would be reported to the authorities. That's not right, is it? I thought you had to have less than 7 men. I thought you could play with 7 and then it's when you went down to 6 you ended up with the game being abandoned. I need to bow to Harvey's judgment on that one. So he's asked an A, B or C, 10, 15 or 30, and then he said, there's no limit. It's a trick question. He's done us all. I actually know that because I've been to a game that had more than 30 minutes stoppage time. I remember this. We asked this to Craig and Charlie during the first lockdown. I'd been to a game due to a situation that had longer off. Nice one, Keith, indeed. Yeah. I'm just reading this again. I'd also make it very clear to the captain that if his behaviour continued and his team went down to 7 men as a result of my red cards, the game would be abandoned and he and his team would be reported to the authorities. It's less than 7. I always just thought it was less than 7 players because you just, if it was a goalkeeper, you'd chuck someone else in. Very bizarre. Well, Liam, you've got a controversial one to end us on there. And now, before we finish off, paid by the word answer, it really was. It really was a paid by the word answer. And maybe a paid by the word question, given the fact he's asked a question that he didn't need to ask. Right, let's watch the highlights of the final game of the stream. Yeah, massive book filler. You can tell we're getting near the end now, can't you? Goal Barca 2-2. It's all happening. Looks like I'm going to have some extra time to watch there then, doesn't it?
With an impressive run of good form coming into today's match, confidence must be high at Darlington.
3-0 to Adrionians, 1-0 Edinburgh City.
Ever confident Alan Hansen.
Let's see what Alan Hansen says about this game. At Leighton Orient, the team we're watching. We struggled in front of goal last time. Can we find one early in this one? Thank you everyone who stuck along with us as well. Massive thank you to Kun for the raid, to Connor for the resub. Fife losing is a surprise. Yeah, on paper, but you're never surprised in the playoffs, Archer, can you? You can never be surprised in the playoffs. God, it's late in the day.
He's very unlucky to miss that one.
We don't look good early on here. I had a keeper moan the other day in a cup final saying his attacker wasn't offside, but he was in my line of vision.
We pick it up again.
What does he want you to do about it if they weren't offside? I like that. Oh, good effort. Murphy's going off here for he scored the goal. Brilliant goal as well from the cross. One bit of quality in a very bleak game generally. Oh no. Oh, good save.
Quality ball. Nice simple play. Times it to perfection.
It's all Orient here. It's got to be said. And he's 1-on-1. This could be problems. Good save. Did you get your tiny violin out? Here we go. Finally a Darlington attack. Into the box. Good header. Just wide.
Midway through the half. And this one is just fantastic.
We are starting to create a bit more though. That's what we want to see. Cutting in from the left is a good ball. There's support up there, but he goes himself. I don't know why I'm commentating when we've got Alan Hansen here. Not going to happen, is it? Oh, penalty. Wainwright. It's always Neil Wainwright. Oh, magic. So one thing I wish from the highlights, they show you how you got the penalties, but I'm guessing that part of the match engine wasn't covered. They just knew how to show shots. Oh, good ball. Got to score. Got to score. And he does. Niven gets a goal. Second for the club, I think. And it's turned into a very good win in a not too good performance. Nearly a third there as well. They tried everything to rule the goal out. They tried to say the defender playing him on was off the pitch, which wouldn't have mattered either, but he wasn't. Got to try it, haven't you? Well, Darlington win 2-0. Neil Wainwright scores again, and we are starting to look the absolute business at the minute. Luton Town lose 2-0 at home. Premier League, anything exciting? Oh, very low scoring. Didn't like Hansen as a kid, but hearing his voice bring back memories proves football accent today. Oh, Alan Hansen was always solid. It was never the most detailed punditry like you get nowadays, but then football was a simpler game back then. League table, we are 3 clear of Wrexham, 4 clear of Swansea and Bournemouth. Luton are sliding in Division 2. Wolves are top of Division 1, Birchie like that. And some interesting sections of the table here in the Premier League. Bolton still flying up in 4th. Let's disconnect. Fitzpatrick looks like he's in big trouble here. Proper good Scottish centre-back. What your team would be like if you had him at centre-half instead of Grant Hanley now, blimey. I'm going to look at this challenge again. More of the damage seems to be done by the full, to be fair. Right, we won't play the next game, but we will get to the date. We might get manager of the month here, you know. Let's have a review of the hoardings. Oh, we need 14. I better do that off camera. That's going to take all day. Right. We will be back on Friday night for the second leg of Partick v Ayr. Can you imagine him talking about VAR and XG? Yeah, but that's the same for a lot of them, isn't it? You would have said that 10 years ago about Gary Lineker, and he does it now. It was actually a good game. 3-2. I thought it was going to extra time, which would have meant I missed the start of the snooker. I could have been tempted to give a very soft penalty in the 90th minute. Naughty. Can't be doing that, can we? But yeah, it all worked itself out, didn't it? So next episode, we've got Bristol Rovers, Bury, Boston, Exeter, Scunthorpe, Lincoln, Rushden and Diamonds. A good little run, that. Then the FA Cup will start there in that midweek in between, won't it? I'm just going to skip one day to see if we get manager of the month. And then I'll do the rest. Penalty Barcelona. The comeback is nearly complete. We have won it. I knew we would. Stunning form and great results. Look at that screen. Drink it in. Manager of the month, Load FM. Darlington top of League 2 or Division 3 as it is in this save. And we've got manager of the month. What a lovely news headline. Don't need to know much about the racing up at the top right there, but we'll certainly take that based on our brilliant results. Good to hear, Harvey. Right, I'm going to get off and do the hoardings and everything else. What happened to Rushden? They went bust. Yeah, guys, so they're in step 3 now of non-league, the Phoenix Club, AFC Rushden and Diamonds. They've been in there for a while. Yeah, another club that went bust. We nicked a few players off them in the 2000s. Paul Underwood, David Bell, etc. Plenty went from Rushden to Luton. Not far from Luton at all, really, is it? VAR check, Liam. I'll leave you with that. Thank you to Connor for the resub, Kun to the raid, everyone for the football chat and the quizzes. Had a really good time tonight, as always. Was outside, so it's a free kick. There you go. We will be back on Friday night to watch the second leg of this and do another live stream before a little holiday break after that. But for now, thank you so much for watching along. FM06 on YouTube every weekday this week. Go over and check that out if you haven't before. And cheers everyone for getting involved. Always appreciate you being here. Let's go and find somebody to raid. Who is live that we're following? And what games are they playing? We've got Tony Jameson playing FM in Romania. I think that's where we're going to head. So over to Tony we go. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the last 10 minutes of this cup tie. Thank you very much for being here. I'll see you again on Friday. Hopefully the second leg will be a little bit better. Jäger, lovely to have you here. We'll see you all again on Friday.